Hey, what's up? Dave with Brazos Valley Strength. And I have wrapped up all of the heavy training that I'm going to be doing heading into Raw Nationals, and we're going to take a look at my heaviest week of training heading in. I'll come back later in the video to analyze how I think this week went and some of the expectations that I have for Raw Nationals, but otherwise this is just going to be raw footage so you can see what this full week of training looks like for me. As a reminder, if you want to follow this program, you can find it for free as well as some other ones on my website. As usual, my weeks will start off with some lighter training and end with some heavy stuff, so when we get into the heavy stuff, I'll come back with more analysis. So see you later in the video. Okay, so just finishing up my last heavy deadlift for this block. I have a few more sessions left, I guess 2 more deadlift days, one a bit heavier and then kind of some light singles next week before the competition. And and today I think was kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, I guess. And I wanted to talk about it because I'm sitting here feeling really good about it. And I kind of considered not putting the videos of those top singles, the 2 singles that I did with 360 in the recap, but I guess I'm going to. Because, I guess just kind of looking at it from my own perspective, there's no reason for me to not put them in there. It's not going to affect what I end up pulling on the platform. I think the only thing that it would change is kind of the online perception of what people think I might pull. And that ultimately doesn't matter. I just posted the video of my double that I did, online and asked people what they thought I would pull, and there's a pretty wide range of answers. And I think, obviously that would have been a different scenario if I would have posted either one of those 360s, because they were bad. They were not good. I think, the best one might have gotten 1 white light. So I think there was, between the 2 lifts, 5 reds, across the board. And but I'm sitting here feeling good about it. I think at the moment, I'm the strongest deadlifter I've ever been in my life, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I've executed the best. I think there's been some very high highs. I just pulled 360 for a double. I think I've pulled 345 the last 3 or 4 weeks that like at the most felt like a 7 RP. Today it felt, I don't know that I could have rated it. I mean, like a 6 or lower. So I'm for sure going to open at 345 and then what, right? Because, my opener feels like nothing, and then 360s were kind of crap, were for sure crap. So, where do I go from there? But the kind of the interesting thing, I guess, as far as where I am at the moment is that I haven't been this strong. I mean, I pulled 365 at a meet a few months ago, but even going into that, I was rarely touching 350. 340 was a pretty good day when that moved well, and I'm so much better than I was then. And so the interesting thing, I guess, from where I'm at is I feel like I just don't have enough exposure to being that good yet. Or that good again, because I haven't been pulling. I kind of used to be a better deadlifter and things are coming back. But I think what I found today deadlifting was when I took that first single with 360 and it was really bad. I guess I found that below that, like 345, I can grip the bar a lot looser, be a lot more relaxed with my pull. Generally good things. I can basically do whatever I want, and 345 is effortless, which is I don't know. It's an interesting feeling, I guess, for me, because it's the first time it's ever been that way. And then 360 apparently and up becomes difficult. So what's the difference? And I think a lot of it comes down to the effort off the floor. It's pretty, like I just said, 345 flies off the floor. Everything below that just flies off the floor. I don't really, it's mechanical. I don't have to try, more. I don't have to put a lot of effort into those kind of things besides just effort in general. And all of a sudden, when it gets harder, for that first inch or 2 off the floor, it's a different ball game. And I very rarely will retake singles, but I did today because I just felt like, why did I miss that? 345 was effortless. I have to be able to pull 360. And just being too relaxed off the floor, kind of changing positions, even grip slipping a little bit, those kind of things with that are that's the difference between, a really light, opener, warm-up rep, and then those really heavy ones, 800-ish pounds. And so I guess, for me to retake it and actually have it go better, I'd still say it was a no lift, but it went better, locked it out, essentially. I feel very, very good about what it takes to be able to make that happen in the competition. And actually a fuller grip. I might make a video about this at some point. I'm a fingertip grip kind of guy. But how do I hold on to the heaviest ones? I think it obviously matters. So anyway, the 360, even though I'd say they were both no lifts, I feel very, very good about going back and getting the second one, kind of avoiding that emotional low, kind of with a stupid miss, and really pulling it. And I don't think that this changes my idea of how strong I can be at the competition, I guess, is what I'm talking about specifically, where I think that there's a, podium, third place, whatever is a big goal, but 383 kilos is currently the American record, and giving myself a chance to go after that, I think is a possibility. So, somewhere between 375 and 383 and a half is kind of the range that I think I certainly can pull in. So yeah, I just thought today was kind of interesting. I'm going to post the videos. They look like crap. And we'll see what the reception is. But I think one of the biggest things as a competitor, as somebody who is, if you're an athlete and you're watching this video, I think context is really important. And the body of work that I've done in the last month or so has been the best deadlifting of my life. I can't think of another time heading into any other meet that I pulled better than what I have, and I have better numbers in competitions and I've pulled better. So I guess at this point it's kind of like a trust the process thing. My deadlift is very, very strong. Now I just have to execute. So anyway, I got 2 more training days left. Heaviest bench tomorrow, heaviest squat on Friday, and that'll wrap things up. So see the rest of the week. Okay, so that's the end of it. That's the last of the heavy squats. Obviously, squats went super well today. My best squat in a competition is 310 kilos, which felt super easy today. I squatted 320. I have to feel better about my squats at the moment than I ever have in my entire life. I felt pretty horrible warming up. Actually, kind of this whole week, I didn't really feel all that good. I felt pretty good on Wednesday deadlifting, and then there was hit and miss stuff there. But overall this week, starting on Monday, I actually have felt pretty bad overall, but performance has been pretty solid. I'd say the main thing that has been the worst actually is bench press. My pecs just feel rocked, so didn't bench press anything above 185, which actually will end up being my opener. But squatting didn't feel particularly strong warming up. All the weights actually felt really heavy on my back and just kind of executed. And I think that's really the expectation at the end of these kind of blocks, is that we're not trying to write things that will put you in a position to where you're in a super high fatigue state, but just that's kind of inevitable with high emotional investment and really just trying to push everything to the limit. So I'm certainly there. At the beginning of this week, I was like, I think I have one more week in me, and that's about it, and that's pretty much where we are. So I think timing looks like it's pretty much perfect. So yeah, looking to do some. I mean, for sure have the best meet of my life next week. I'm like no cut at all. I'm like 105.5 kilos pretty much every day, so barely anything to worry about there. But as far as expectations for this coming competition here next week, there's two guys that are just way out in front. I don't anticipate being able to catch them. That's not really a reality, but placing third place at this competition, it's my second meet as a 105, or second nationals as a 105, and last one I was 6 weeks post adductor tear. So, first real big competition in this weight class, and really the first time that I feel like I'm competitive, and really the first time that I feel like my training is in a position that I actually am training like a 105, and I, regardless of what happens at this competition, I expect to do very well, but I'm looking forward at this point. This meet is one track minded, I guess, at this very moment, but I feel like my training is starting to just take off. I feel like I'm not really near my limit. On all three lifts, I feel like after this meet, heading into the rest of whatever comes next, I don't know when my next competition is going to be, but I'm really starting to feel like I have a ton more in me. So regardless of what I total here, it really doesn't matter to me. I could have an amazing meet, I could have a bad meet, but I'm just feeling like the sky's the limit at this point. So we'll see if I can chase down those two guys at the top. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. I'm using this as a break before my deadlifts to talk about stuff. So I'm sure the footage will be playing on top of this. But anyway, I appreciate everybody's support through all this. I'm excited. You guys have been engaged. It's really, really cool to feel like I have pressure again. It's cool to feel like people are expecting things from me. For the last 2 years, that hasn't really been the case. So to feel like people care and that there's expectations, it's a really cool feeling. Again, obviously, you gotta come up to it, but like that's what we're here for. That's, as an athlete, that's the stuff that we're kind of going after. Like there's the intrinsic competitiveness, but having people care about the sport and what I'm going to do is a really cool feeling. So like I said, regardless of what I do, I'm really looking forward, and hopefully that attention kind of sticks around as I continue to push to really try to be the best. So anyway, I appreciate it. Next video will be the Raw Nationals recap. So we'll see you in about a week.